This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
so we are going to understand what you call how to pull the data from one or more tables. Yeah. To get there, we'll start from the scratch. Creation of a schema, creation of a structure, populating data, retrieving data. We'll start with that. Then, same thing, we will try to do it by using what any data integration tool. So in this case, we are trying to make use of Informatica Cloud data integration tool, right? Service actually is not a tool, it's a microservice. Right? So let us try getting into data integration microservice. Yeah. Now let us try to build a mapping with what database, like what we do as part of this data integration tool to take care of database operations, right? And then we'll talk about how do we achieve the same thing by using what chatgpt, right? First, let us try to build a mapping. During that time itself, we'll try to configure the connection properties. That's the one way. Otherwise, what we can build connection at global level offline, then use it as part of this particular mapping. That's the second approach, right? Let us say we are starting with what first one, which is configure the database connection settings at the time of building a mapping. Yeah, fine. So source, go to source properties and click on new connection. Remember guys, in order to configure this particular database connection within data integration service, right? First thing, we need to make sure that whether the database is up and running or not. One of the database, anything, Oracle or MySQL, whatever, right? So we need to make sure that DB server is up and running or not. See here, this is not ready to use. So what we need to do, we need to start this particular service. Yeah? That's the first thing we need to do. Yeah, fine. So next, we can specify the connection. Let's say DB connection based on MySQL database. Yeah. And next thing, so we need to have, we all know that if you want to talk to any media like a file or a table, an application or legacy systems or ML or AI sources, right? So we have to have appropriate connectors. Example for application means Salesforce connector in it, Salesforce application. For mainframe, for legacy, mainframe connector or mainframe pack is required. Similar prediction from ML, we need ML connector. Similarly, if you want, let us say, data to be read from database, we need database connector. So which means wherever this particular what you call tool, which is data integration tool installed, right? We have to go to that location and make sure that that particular connector is ready to use. Yeah. External drivers. So this is a location where we need to have appropriate connector because we are using what I call this MySQL database, right? So corresponding connector should have been kept in the specific location of what this tool, let's say some DI tool. Yeah. In this case, we are using Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services tool, you can say. Yeah. It's not a tool, actually, it's a service. Fine. Now, the next question. In this particular, what I call, let me open one more tab. So here, how this particular data integration tool understands what the connector, right? To get there, so here we need to configure this connector information, which is a driver, JDBC driver or native driver, whatever, right? So the driver also need to be configured as part of the tool. In this tool, they are just configuring at admin level. I am trying to show that. This configuration would be varied from one integration tool with other integration tool. We just start to follow that based on whatever they recommend, right? We just start to go there and start getting it configured. Let us see how it will be done over here. Yeah. So in this case, we can just go to runtime environment. So and select one of the runtime environment, which is what one secure agent, and edit secure agent. So that's where we use secure agent in order to transfer data from on-prem to on-prem, on-prem to cloud, or cloud to on-prem, whatever, any combination. That doesn't matter for us. That is why we need to set these connector settings at agent level, because when you run any mapping or a task, right, we are trying to make use of this particular runtime environment or agent, right? So that is why we need to set it at agent level properties. Yeah. Like in local environment also we do, right? You know, like in admin console we can get it configured, right? Like global properties, all that. Yeah, fine. Now can you see here MySQL connector 8012? If it is the same thing, let's say in agent level installation, right? This is where agent got installed, right? So 8012 same version, right? And here also you could able to see same version. See, because I downloaded the same version of connector, because we don't need to change this particular name here. In case if it is a different connector, right, different version, then you can just edit and get it modified. So that also can be done. Yeah. So this is what we need to do from what integration side. Yeah. Now next step is what we can configure the database settings. So connection name followed by selection of database, which is MySQL, and supply runtime environment, like what we configured this JDBC connector, right? We can specify here and specify inputs, username, password, host name where this particular database server is up and running, and database name. So these inputs are required even in ChatGPT. Wherever you do, right, these inputs are required. There's nothing different from this. Yeah. So that's it. Apart from that, in case if you have any protection mechanism, then we can start making use of appropriate SSL, which is secure authentication. You know, but provided you need to have a certificate for it, then we can also go for it. Yeah, depending upon the type of protocol that we use it over here, like TLS version 1, 1.1 or whatever, or if you have any trust certificate at JDBC level or ODBC level, we can also set it here. So in this particular example, we are not using any secure based authentication, so those properties are not applicable over here. Yeah. Now try to click on test connection. Yeah, see guys, the connection settings are proper. As a result, this connection got successful. That's it. So this way we could able to what you call configure database connection from what data integration service, right? Now the next question, by making use of this particular connection settings, can we able to pull the data or not? Answer is yes. Let us certify that by getting it done. So click on select and specify any table. Let's say example, I'm searching for a table with the name of T, and select that and say OK. So we can just verify it from the backend also, where we can have MySQL command prompt. Yes, let's say we specified the password, then show databases, right? So we got T, that's what we supply, right? Then we can go to that database, then see show tables, list of tables that we have. So we are trying to make use of table T, yes or no. Then try to get the data from the table. See, we have some rows, 296 rows. Yeah. So it's one column only, right? Let us see whether we could able to preview the data over here or not. Click on preview data. Yeah. Can you see here? So we could able to preview the data. Not all the rows. Preview has got limitation, right? But we could able to process all the rows. Yeah? That's it. Now we can specify any target. Let's say we are going to transfer data from database to F5. So db2 file using data integration dot txt, right? That's what we are doing, right? From database to file, we are transferring by using data integration. Yeah. Say okay. Now we can say mapping underscore db2 file, yeah, and save it. See, this is a simple example to understand whether we can transfer data from DB to other media, which is a file or not in this case. Yeah. So same thing, we'll try to do it by using ChatGPT. Yeah. So that's the ultimate goal, right? See, if we say, okay, ChatGPT is helping us, meaning what? Can we perform of what we could able to do it by using existing tool? Answer should be yes. Then only people can migrate, right? Otherwise nobody will go there. Yes or no? That is why I'm trying to make use of this tool as a reference. And whatever can be done here, we are trying to do it here. Same thing we are trying to replicate it by using what ChatGPT. So that will tell us, okay, we could able to achieve it, right? Yes or no? Or else if I blindly talk about only ChatGPT, right, without having any uh, evidence, yeah, it's very difficult to convince people, right? So this way it's very easy because we are trying to work towards more of practical oriented. Yeah. Yes, see, we got all the rows, right? In the back end also we have 296 rows. We got all the rows. So we can just look at it in the target. So go to target. Yeah, DB2 file, right? So here we have got column A, which contains what? 296 rows. That's it, guys. I hope this is clear, right? Before we get into ChatGPT. Any questions on this from anybody? Sridhar, Ramesh, Ravi, Gayatri.
No question, sir.
Okay, good. So now let us start getting into what ChatGPT. Fine. So now it's empty, right? So we'll start from the beginning. Yeah? We are assuming that we are trying to build the same solution by using ChatGPT from the scratch. Yeah? So that's what we are going to understand. Yeah? We can write a prompt here. Let us say, so we are trying to write a prompt. Yeah. So write a Python script, a Python code, not script actually, Python code to perform the below steps, right? So first step is what? So use schema with a name of T. That's what we are using, right? So along with the below inputs, inputs for MySQL database, right? What are those inputs? One, username is root. and password is root, and then whatever we have done as part of data integration, that we are trying to do the same thing. And then host name. Host name is localhost. Port number is 3306. Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah. In case if it needs other than this, it will ask for it. So with this, we could able to connect it. And uh, then after that, go to database with the T, and then read data from the table, which is a T under yeah under uh, yeah. So we don't need this. T is fine. Yeah. So that's what we are trying to do with respect to what reading the data. After that, we'll talk about we preview data, right? Till that, we'll try to finish it. After that, we'll try to extend that by adding what a flat file as a target. Fine. Let us start one by one. So we need to go with what incremental, guys. But if you are sure about complete solution with the specific steps, that's okay. Here we are trying to understand, right? So enter and see. Yeah. So MySQL connector, I think we have installed it earlier. I think we have seen some examples, right? Let us see. So whether we are going to get the expected result or not. Yeah. So let's go to this. Yes. So I'll just copy and paste. And then if you don't need to understand the event code also. Yeah. Now let us say here read data from MySQL table.py, right? That's it. Yeah. So now we can see here inputs all that and select star from some table. Preview does same thing, right? Yeah. So that's it. Now let us see whether we can run it or not. Python C colon. Where did you save it? Target only, right? That's okay. Target slash. What is the name? Read data, right? Oh my god. Yes. Underscore. Fine. Let's see. We got it. See, we got all the rows that are red. Select start from table, right? That's it. So this is how we could able to look at the data. So see how easy is that? We supplied all the inputs, what you call over here. Yes or no? Same thing. We copied it onto what? Input the chat GPT, and we got the what you call Python code that got executed from the command line. Clear, guys? I hope first part is clear, right? So step by step, we are trying to do like whatever is done over here. In this case, what we did, first step, we configured the source, right? By supplying all the inputs. So like what we did here, if we go to view, here we could able to see all the inputs. So those inputs we supplied as part of this particular input, like we can say prompt. Yeah. So Python code to perform this below steps. Yeah. So now based on that, we have got the result in the target. It's a command line. In this case, what we did, we have just clicked on preview data to look at it in what preview window. Yeah, but here we can see only limited number of rows because there's a limit set by the tool. Do we have any limit on that in ChatGPT? Answer is no. So that itself is what is a plus. So which means what? Extra things could be done quite easily by using ChatGPT over tool. If you need some extra thing from the tool, right? So we need to ask Informatica to build it and then deploy it on the production. Then only that particular feature will be available and ready to use. But here we ourselves could able to do it. If you just supply some input, no, you'll get the result. It's as simple as that. Clear, guys? First part is done. Now we need to extend this particular what you call sample. Yeah. So yeah, now we can extend above code. Let us say, uh, extend above code to transfer. Yeah, transfer the result of table T to a target, which is let's say C colon, which is let's say target followed by db result by using what chatgpt dot txt. Fine. I'll just copy and paste. Fine. Let us see that now. Fine. Yeah. Can you see, guys? So this code, this is what is extra thing. This code will create a file with the file that we supplied under this directory. So then write results of query to it. Query means T, result of T table, right? And each row will be returned to a file with the comma separated values, CSV file. That's it. Now let us see. So now copy this and then here we'll try to change it to what? MySQL table to a file, right? Dot py. So we are trying to supply specific file name and then say okay and copy and paste and save it. Yeah. Clear, right? So this is what we can see here. This is the writing part. Opening file, writing data to a file by traversing each and every row that we got it from table T. Yeah. So that's it. Now let us try to run it from the command line. Yeah. Yes, this one, right? That's it. Now it is completed successfully. DB result, right? See, we got all. Yeah. None means space, empty, right? See, we got all the rows. So we can see line number 297, which means including header 297, excluding header 296. All 296 rows have been read and transferred to a target. Clear, guys? So that's it. So whatever we could able to achieve by using what data integration tool step by step, right? Same thing we could able to do it over here. So apart from that, you can also do some extra thing here. So which can't be done in data integration. Remember that, which means tools or applications will have limitations, but with ChatGPT, we are directly using what programming language, right? That is why you'll not have any limitation. But if the programming language has a limitation, we cannot do anything. Not only ChatGPT, even tools also they cannot build. That anyway is required. So programming language is required in order to build a solution here. But in tool, right, though we have programming language, extra features, right, to build it, they take a lot of time. Yes or no? They take years to complete complex logic, right? For example, let's say existing data integration tool, it has been built by using what? Multi-processing approach. Now, so let's say we need to get it converted to what? Multi-threading. To do that, they will take at least 3 to 4 years or 5 years. It is going to take that much time. But here, it will take max of what? 30 minutes. Actually, 3 to 4 minutes. Let's say we are going with what? Iterative mode. or incremental mode of supplying the input. In that case also it would take hardly 30 minutes maximum. See here, where is 3 years, where is 30 minutes? Not only that, you'd also get to see what performance effective results by using ChatGPT, which is highly impossible to get it done by using a tool, because tool is a superset of programming language, right? So to build a tool, they need to build some interface. That interface would require some extra resources. That itself will consume what we call CPU power, disk, and memory. As a result, it would take longer time to complete that particular activity. So that is not the case with ChatGPT. So which means what? In any way you think, right? From the tool perspective, usage wise ease of use, but when it comes to performance, when it comes to from end user perspective, right? ChatGPT is much better. Remember that. Yeah. So that's it. This is a simple example we talked about today. DB to what? A flat file. Any questions on this, guys? Yeah. So we can also make it more colorful also. Like probably can ask question. So with respect to use tools are better because drag and drop all that, right? Here what we are trying to do, we are just supplying the input, yeah, which is just a prompt. We can say, right? Yes or no. That's all. That in this case, even users, right, business users, they don't need to depend on what developers. Remember, so the end users, let's say they need something. There's something they can just put it in the form of prompt and take it as input to this chat GPT. Rest it will take care. Why do they need to depend on developers? Or why do they need to depend on vendors where they build a solution? Like we have CCS, Wipro, whatever, right? There are service providers, right? Customer they themselves can build a solution. So they don't need to talk to what? Any vendor also. But it's not that easy. So most of the customers they'll approach vendors even to build prompts also, like what we are trying to do, right? Even that also they'll take the help from what you call service providers. Yeah. So in that case, we as a solution provider, right, need to know like how to supply the input, like what is highlighted over here. Simple. It's as simple as that. Yeah. But in detailing part, I'll talk about it as part of prompt engineering. I'm just trying to add some points over here, right? So that's it, guys. Any questions from anybody? Yeah. So DB2 file, I think we have done it. Yeah. So exactly we replicated like what we have done it over here, right? Now the question, if you want to limit the number of rows based on the source, which is table, right? I think file we have done, right? Same thing even for database. There is nothing different from that. Here the difference is what? Connection settings, right? For that only, I am trying to show one practical examples. Yeah, so that yes, we could also talk to what other than flat file. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Simple example from DBT a flat file. Yeah. If you have any questions on this, you can shoot out, or else we can go with what next example. Yeah, fine. So let us say now next question. So we need to what I call combine, or let's say we need to start limiting the number of rows. Yeah. So can we do it over here? We'll just do one example. So is it going to work or not? It will work anyway, but we'll do one example. So let us try in data integration. Then we'll go with what chat GPT. Okay. So incoming we have got only one field, a integer, right? Now let us try to apply the filter condition a based on let's say 1, or let's say if you say greater than 1, you will not get any result. Let us see. Fine. Target is same, no change. Okay. So this takes time to complete actually. This is the problem with any tool or any application, right? Not only that, if customer needs something, right, some changes, whatever, right, these vendors they'll spend a lot of time, yeah, because of billing purpose, whatever. Reason could be of any sort, but there is going to be delay. So that we could cut down by using what ChatGPT. Then and there itself they can get a solution or they can build a solution. Remember this. That's the power of ChatGPT. Because why the things have happened in this way? Because most of the tools or applications they're all built based on what programming language. If it is different from that, things would have been different. But whole IT is based on what underlying programming language. That's where the problem starts. So that is why the chat GPT or any AI tool, right, has become more popular and most widely used. And because of that, there is going to be what? Lot of job cuts. You know, I think millions of jobs will be taken out in a year or two. So that's what is going to happen. Yeah, that's the fact of the matter. Yeah. But anyway, you'll have new jobs. But I don't know how many new jobs, but it will be more than the job cuts I'm guessing. So it all depends on customers, guys. If the customers, let's say we take care, then there'll be less number of jobs. Yeah. So see, we got zero rows. That's what we expected, right? Because we don't have any row which contains what greater than one. Yeah. So target it will be empty. Only header we have, right? That's it. Now let us try to do the same thing in ChatGPT. Yeah. So we'll try to form a prompt here. So which is this. Yeah. Not this one, right? Yeah. So now extend the book code, right? This is fine. Yeah. So once we read the data from a table, right? So apply the filter condition where column A is column A value, right? Yeah. Value is greater than one. Yeah. Right. Apply this filter. I'll just add this to ChatGPT. Yeah. Modify above code by applying filter, right? Yeah, applying the filter condition where column A value is greater than one. Yeah, let's see. Yes, where clause. It's added where clause, right? Where A greater than one. That's what we wanted, right? That's it. Yeah. To a file with a filter, I'll just put here filter dot py. Fine. Where clause. Only this change only, nothing else. Yeah. Rest everything is same, guys. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it's empty. So that's it, guys. So result is exactly the same, right? In both the cases. So one difference is what header. That's ignore. We can ignore that. So with if you want to add header, we can also do it here. Yeah. So that is fine. So that's it, guys. Like how we can apply any kind of what I call logic. Any means filter we applied here. So that's it. Now the question, let us say, so we need to start what I call building a stored procedure, you know, where we perform some calculation, you know, with aggregation or whatever, right? I think we have done aggregation, right, as part of data integration. Yes or no? We did aggregation, right, earlier. Yeah. Can we perform aggregation by using what? Stored procedure or not? Yes or no? So which means database operation. Earlier we perform aggregation based on what? Flat file. So we took or we read the data from what we call a seq1 flat file where we have used C1 as what? Group by. Yes or no? C1 as a group by and C2 for what? Calculation for sum and and we have also performed sum, maximum and count. These three operations we have done, right? That's what we did based on this particular fat file. Now the question, can we do the same thing for database? Yes, we can do it. We can also modify this code to perform the aggregation. But do we have any data like what we have over here? We can have it. How? We can also write or to get there, we'll try to convert this flat file data to what? Relational table, which means transfer data from flat file to relational table. Yeah. Then, yeah, let us try to do it within this data integration. In this case, what we did, we read the data from database table, got it transferred to what? A flat file. Now we'll do it other way. Read the data from flat file and get it transferred to what? A relational table. Fine. Let us try doing it. Yeah. Here the prerequisite is what? We can create a structure. For example, let's say here create table. So di table, yeah, where a int and b int and c, let's say int, all are integers, or we'll use same names. Let's say we are using c1 column with the integer type and c2 column, oh my god, integer, then now c3 column with integer, enter semicolon. That's it. Now we got a structure, we made it ready. Now we need to dump data to this particular relational table, right? So let us try building a mapping. So let us take source, which is a flat file, right? So let's say in this, let's say we don't have any issues. Then we'll add issues. No empty, nothing, no spaces here. This also are delete. Yeah. So there's a clear, pure integer data. After that, we'll introduce errors. Yeah. So seq and specify this file name. Yes. Then we can go to target and specify database stuff. Let's say we are using same database connection, which is a DB connection. for writer also, right? You know, but in reality, we normally use what? Some other database or some other media. Yeah. Now select object. See here, we can select what is the table name we give DA and see whether we have it or not. So you can just select it. Yeah, this is existing. If not, we can also ask for creation of a new. Yeah. So in this case, we need to what perform an extra thing, which we call a field mapping. Yeah. See here, so we just have to map C1 to C1, C2 to C2, C3 to C3. That's it. Yeah. New means what? It is going to create the structure and populate data based on that particular structure. Fine, and then run it. Yes, it's completed, right? There are 6 rows here. Input, let us say how many we have. So 3 plus 3, right? 6 rows. So count wise it is fine. Now we need to verify the data. So select start from DI. So it's working fine. There's no problem, right? Now we need to perform this by using what? ChatGPT. Yeah. So here you can just write a prompt. Yeah. So let us try to copy and paste. Go to database. This part is basically on the writer side. Yeah. So reader side will write it. Yeah. So read data from a file which is C source, then specify the file name .txt. Correct, no? Then yes, transfer data to database table with the below properties. Right? Use schema along with the below inputs, all that. Yeah. And what is table name? So transfer data to database table, which is, let's say, I'll put here di only. Yeah. So database MySQL, let us be very specific. MySQL database table di with the below properties. So here, so we have schema, uh, schema along with below inputs, username, password, localhost, all that. This is fine. We'll log in here. Then we are in this particular schema and create a table in that and populate. Populate means transfer we are doing. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Now let us try to perform this. Yeah. So I'll just put here with a comma delimiter. Why comma delimiter? Because if you go and look at in the tool, so they perform the same thing. Yeah. So this one, right here, if we go here, by default you'll have comma delimiter. We all know that. I'm just trying to show that. See, comma delimiter. So whatever is done here, same thing. we are trying to do it over here. That's it. Now let us try to what I call supply this input. Yeah. So get in here and supply. Let's see. Yeah. So now there is a code. Let us see. There could be some issues, but we'll fix it. That's not a big deal. Yeah. So or else it will work directly. So fixing issues in ChatGPT, we got many options. So that many options are not there in tool. Tool they'll say these are the steps you need to follow to fix it. In ChatGPT, n number of options. Yeah. So that is the power of ChatGPT. Yeah. Let us save this. Okay. So here I'll change it. Read data from a file, right? To target table with this di. You got table name here. Yes. So dot py. Right. So now let us try to delete data from the table. Delete from, let us say, di. So now no data, right? So this also we don't need to know. We are just learning, right? That's why I'm trying to talk about it. So now let us try to copy the code and paste it here. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Now let's run it. File to target table. Yeah. Now we got error. This is what conversion error. So let us see whether we could able to fix it by using ChatGPT or not. Yeah. So fix the above error. Let's see. So modify, you can say here, modify above code with all source columns with a type of integer. Yeah. So because in target table we're expecting what integers, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Yes. Because there is a conversion issue, right? Yeah. Let's see. Index out of bounds, whatever. So because comma delimiter, whatever. Yeah. But let us see whether we could able to see data or not. No, because it is throwing this is 1 2 3 index out of range or whatever. Yeah, skipping the line and the first line. Can you see here header? Yeah. Now we can also specify what I call. Likewise, we need to skip the header. Yeah, one by one we fix it for the above code. Yeah, yeah. These kind of small things we need to take care. Yes. So we are trying to insert data create table di. Script is wrong, huh? This script, It's creating table. Where is insert? Okay, it's doing execute here. Insert column 1, column 2. Whatever. Column 4, huh? We got only 3 columns, right? Where is the column 4 here? Mm-hmm. Modify above code for 3 columns only. 3 columns. We'll put here name also. Namely C1, C2, and C3. Yes. So now let us see. The copy paste. Oh my God. Yeah. Now let us say this. See, it is done now. See, we got it. So which means, so we need to what we call give specific thing like whatever input data we have columns. If you try to specify specific input, right, then you'll get what I call right result. Yeah. So now we can see the same result like what we got it from what data integration. All 6 rows got transferred, right? So that's it. Which means, so this is the code. That's a final code where we got the same result. Yeah. So earlier we got the issue with respect to type conversion because by default it is treated as what string and one extra column is taken because space issue. Yeah. So that's it. Now we could able to solve it by specifying the specific question. Yeah. So that's it. Now we could able to see the result based on this particular line. Yeah. So this one, right? Executed, inserted data for 3 columns. Earlier, it was trying to insert data for 4 columns where one extra column was not there. That's one thing. And second, the conversion. These two issues. So, and header issue. Header contains string, right? So that also we skipped out. That's it. Those are 3 issues that we have taken care by modifying the prompt. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Like how we can take care of transferring data from flat file to relational table. Now the next question. Now we have data in the table. Can we perform, let's say, aggregation based on this particular table or not? So that's going to be the next question. We'll try to do that on tomorrow's session. Plus, by using stored procedure. Then we'll talk about what I call other data integration operations. After that, we'll get into data profiling and also quality, to some extent MDM also. So with that, we'll understand okay, whatever can be done by using data warehousing tools, we can also perform the same thing by using what? ChatGPT. That's a proof of concept, you can say. Fine. So that's it, guys. So today's session. If you have any questions, you can shout out, or else we'll stop for the day. Fine. Okay then. So thanks to all guys, and bye. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Yeah. Bye. Stop.